Good morning, my friends. Happy full moon in Scorpio. So, as a lot of you know, the full moon is a great time for reflection, but a full moon in Scorpio also allows us this beautiful opportunity to courageously assess where we've been placing our emotional energies. So think back over the past couple of weeks. It's been a hard couple of months, but just limit yourself to the past couple of weeks and think about where it is that you've been placing your emotional energies. And this could be anything from investing in helping others, maybe helping a friend get through some hard times, or just getting yourself through the day, right? Sometimes these days are just blending together, or we're trying to deal with working from home or working out in the world as an essential worker. Or perhaps you've just been repressing some of your emotional energy, as a form of self preservation. There is no right or wrong answer here. So just take a moment to reflect and think about where those placements have been for you. So we're also in the sign of Taurus. The sun is in the sign of Taurus. And that means that this is a time for expansion and compassion. And Taurus is a sign that is all about self care. So, what happens when we allow these two opposing forces to kind of come together, right? Um, so, our practice today is kind of reflect a little bit of this. I know I might be losing some of you in the astrology, but bear with me here. So, today's practice, we're going to be focused on expanding through the center, right? So, we're going to be focusing on some heart openers. And we do a lot of hip openers in my classes. And when we're focusing on the hips, we're usually settling deep within the stretches to begin to release or unstuck this stagnant energy, unstick the stagnant energy that just kind of resides in the pelvic basin. So, with heart openers, what we're doing is allowing this released energy a place to go. And that is usually by shining our energy out, right? Expanding our light and learning to accept and validate our emotions, right? Whatever their impact on us may be, positive or negative. So today we want to go beyond being present with our emotions or even just holding space for them. And we really want to let them shine out to their true potential with no judgment. And this is just going to be a really great time to do that, I feel. So, in cultivating this energy, just remember that light itself is expansive. And when we are open, that light can begin to shine into the darkest corners of our lives. So, just some things to think about as we move through the practice today. I do ask that you have at least one block, two would be good as well for the practice. And I have a bolster here, but if you want to grab a pillow from your bed or a couch cushion, we'll be using it for the very end to settle down. And that part is optional if you don't normally practice fish pose with a bolster, then that's fine. And the oils in the diffuser today are sandalwood, lemon, and rose. So I'm going to ask that you start in a seated position today. And I'm just going to go ahead and take my meditation pillow right underneath my bum. And I say this all the time, that just helps to get the hips a little bit higher than the knees so the legs can relax down. But if you want to sit flat down on the mat, that is perfectly fine. So finding whatever is your most comfortable seated position, and then finding your center, whether that's shifting or circling the weight around, rolling out the shoulders, or just taking a few deep breaths to ground down, and then find that expansion up and out. Soften the belly, soften or close the eyes, and allow your attention to turn inward. Where do you feel yourself placing your emotional energy right in this very moment? That might be a tough question for some of you. So just observe how it is you're feeling. Maybe you just start with physical sensation. Maybe you start to pinpoint where you feel tight or tense. Maybe you're feeling hungry or tired. And as we allow ourselves to come into this space, maybe you're able to expand this observation. Maybe you're able to recognize anxiety, stress, joy, hope. Allow yourself to sit with these feelings. And as we begin to deepen and control the breath, you have the option to go a little bit deeper, to reflect a little bit more, to ask yourself, why is it that I'm feeling this anxiety? Why is it that I feel hope? This is a judgment-free space, and that means that you have to leave the judgment off yourself as well. So we're breathing, expanding the breath, expanding our thoughts, our reflections, and allowing all of that to just settle within. So we're going to continue this mindfulness practice for a few more rounds of breath. Come to this pattern of deep breathing, control over the inhale, control over the exhale. And we'll stay with it for 5 more rounds. Allowing yourself to sit with whatever feelings or emotions may come up. And allowing this moment here just to be present. And as we begin to move through the practice, we'll be able to release this light, release this darkness. One more full, deep round of breath. And then gently allow yourself to connect with your natural rhythm. Soften a little more into the body. You can keep the eyes closed. We'll take the hands to rest on the legs. Moving through some seated cat-cows. Inhale, feel the lift out and up through the spine. And then exhale, rounding and pulling in. Breathing in again, find that lift. And rounding back. Two more times. Once more. And exhale. Inhale, make your way back through center. And we'll come to sit flat on the mat. So moving any block or cushion out of the way. We'll set up for a nice, easy twist. On an inhale, grow tall through the spine. Exhale, we'll twist to the right, beginning at the waist. And working our way gently up the spine, using the breath to go deeper. One more breath in. And exhale to center. Take your left hand to the floor. Inhale, right hand reaches up and over, finding our side bend. Big, beautiful stretch through the right side body. Press away from the mat, and maybe we look up to the elbow. Inhale, reach up with both hands. Exhale, hands to the heart. If it feels okay with the legs, reverse the cross of the feet. Inhale, grow tall through the spine. Exhale, twisting to the left, starting at the waist. A few more breaths to go deeper. One more breath in. Exhale, untwisting. Right hand to the mat. Inhale, left out and up and over. Expanding through the left side body. Maybe we look up at the elbow. Inhale, reaching up with both hands. Exhale, hands to the heart. Come to sit fairly wide apart. And we haven't stretched out too much into the legs just yet, so you don't have to quite expand as much to your full capacity, but enough so we start to feel a bit of a stretch to the inner thighs. Flexing the feet, and you can take a soft bend to the knees here. We're just going to create some movement back and forth to start. So bring the hands in center, and we're just going to sort of slowly shimmy the shoulders from side to side. Try to avoid slumping down. So we're still erect through the spine, and we're bringing a little bit of movement into the hip flexor area here without moving the legs. Maybe rolling the shoulders out a little bit as we move. These are just slow movements here, and it doesn't have to look any certain way. Don't worry, it's not a choreography. Nobody's filming you. So just move, see what feels good. Reverse the roll of the shoulder, maybe. And then come through center. Left hand is going to travel down the left leg. On an exhale, we're going to turn to the right. Right palm faces the ceiling. Inhale, lift it up. And exhale down. Right hand to the leg, traveling down. Left palm to the ceiling. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale down. Left hand to the left leg. Right palm to the ceiling. Inhale, lift. And down. Left side, inhale, lift. And we're turning to the side. Exhale down. Right arm lift. Think the heart expanding up and down. Left side up and down. Right side up and down. This time, left hand lifting up. We're going to hold. Maybe our forearm is resting on that right leg. Some of you may be able to bring it to the inside of the leg on the mat. We're not collapsing down. I want the heart open, lifting toward the ceiling. We're shooting that beam of light out through the heart, reaching upward. Find the expansion here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, left hand to the leg, right palm to the ceiling. Inhale, lift up. Maybe the forearm rests on the leg, maybe to the inner thigh on the mat. Again, we're not worrying about deepening the fold. We want the expansion here. Feet are still engaged. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down. You can bring both hands in front. We'll take a little fold here. Breathe in. Feel the legs root and press down. Exhale with the hands in front. Just a soft bend to the elbows. Feel the fingertips pulling the heart forward. We're not rounding the spine down. We're not trying to get the head to the floor. We're feeling that anchor of the tailbone in the mat, and the gentle extension through the spine as the hands guide us down. It's up to you how far you want to go because you're going to feel those inner thighs turn on. So maybe just finding one gentle spot to breathe and create space. Two more big breaths here. And inhale, lifting, using the strength of your arms to bring the torso back to neutral. And we'll bring the soles of the feet together, keeping the knees wide. Go ahead, butterfly the knees out a few times to release those inner leg muscles. And then we're going to stretch the legs out in front. Moving any flesh of the bottom out of the way. Feel the pelvis tilting forward. Wiggle out the legs a few times, and then take a soft bend to the knees, flex the feet, setting up for a fold. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, the extension forward and the softening down. Release the head down. Allow the shoulders to round forward slightly, and then start to pedal out the backs of the knees, up and down on the mat, lifting and lowering, making room in the back of the legs. Finding stillness, maybe we keep the soft bend to the legs. Maybe we start to straighten them toward the mat. Lift up halfway, look to the toes, feel that extension, and then softening down. We'll do that 2 more times. Lifting slightly up, look forward, and softening down. 1 more time. And soften. Keep the upper body hanging. Hands can frame the legs. On an inhale, we'll drag the hands to the hips, allowing the spine to round up. Shoulders will come to the ears. And exhale, slide them down the back. Setting up for a reverse plank. Fingertips facing forward, hands framing the hips. Roll the shoulders down and back. Keep a soft bend to the elbows. Point the toes. On an inhale, lift with the hips. Squeeze the bum, lifting the hips up. Maybe the toes point down to the mat. Press away out of the arms. Maybe looking up. Big expansion, nice and strong here. Breathing. And we can just be hovering a couple inches. Exhale, release down. Nice and soft, shake out the hands. We're going to bend the knees and bring the feet in fairly close to the bum, maybe about a foot or so of space between. We're going to come up to a reverse table. So again, fingers framing the hips, hands under the shoulders here. Roll the shoulders down and back. Press into the feet as we inhale, lift with the hips. So squeezing into the bum, bringing the torso parallel to the floor. Shift your weight slightly back into the hands and maybe walk the feet a step or two forward so the knees don't go past the ankles. Just breathing here. Try to flatten out the front of the body as best as you can. Tuck in the low belly. Lengthen the tailbone. Breathe in. And then exhale, slowly release. As we come down, cross the feet, shake out the hands. Hands come in front, and we'll step back to table. Hands and knees. A few circles to release the wrists, so gently moving around in both directions. And to the top of the left hand, we'll move around here. And shaking out before we move to the top of the right. And the right hand shakes out. Walk the knees back just a step or two. We're going to set up for an extended puppy. So we have some distance between our knees and our hands, And we're going to walk the hands at least one hand's length forward toward the top of the mat. Now I want you to spiral out the arms, so creating this outward rotation of the arms, spiraling the eye of the elbow back toward the knees. That's going to keep us open through the front of the body, through the shoulder girdle. Maybe step the knees back a little bit more. Just like in down dog, press into the base of the pointer, base of the thumb, take a breath in. As we exhale, we're going to shift our weight back, arms are still extended, and bring the heart closer to the mat. Now pressing away from the mat, feel the belly press toward the thighs, and take several breaths to increase the stretch here. So looking down to the mat, breathing, maybe the elbows make their way down. As the heart gets closer, the nose gets closer, you can turn to look forward if it's okay with the neck, or you can rest the forehead down on the mat. Active through the arms, softening through the heart. If your chest is reaching all the way down, make sure the core is just slightly engaged. And as we get ready to come up, squeeze a little bit into the bum, active into the hands, pressing into the mat. We'll lift the elbows first, feel the belly pull up and in. Look forward, drag one hand back under the shoulder, and the next hand back. Exhale right into cat, around the spine. Inhale through cow. Exhale to cat. Inhale through cow. Exhale to cat. Back in table, tuck the toes, hands walk a step or two in front, breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Belly pressing toward the thighs, pedal out the feet. Active into the arms. Feel that release and length through the spine. You can shake out the head. And then finding stillness. Connect with the breath. Looking back at the feet, on an inhale, we'll lift through the right leg. Exhale, bend that right knee, shift your weight forward, foot between the hands, left knee grounds for the low lunge. We're going to keep the toes tucked. If that's really uncomfortable for you, you can flatten the foot. But we want to give the toes a little bit of a stretch. Come to fingertips looking forward. I want you to start to tuck the low belly in and engage through the bum. On an inhale, we'll reach the arms forward and up, nice and slow. Exhale, cactus arms, bend into the elbows. And as we do so, we're letting that light shine out. So feel that beam bursting out through the chest as you open up the front of the body, hips press forward, low belly is tucking in. Glutes slightly engaged. We don't want to clench, but we want support from the low body. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale, reach the arms down and back. Inhale, sweeping them forward and up. And then exhale down to frame the right foot. You can flatten the left foot now. Taking the left hand to a block or to the mat to the inside of the right foot. We'll set up for a twist. On an inhale, right hand can come to the hip or extend all the way open to the ceiling. As we reach that hand up, feel the right hip pull back, left hip forward to square them off. Right knee pressing into the torso. And as much as you can, stack that right shoulder back over the left and feel the expansion of the heart coming up toward the ceiling. Breathe in. Exhale, right hand down, framing the right foot. Adjust the hips a little bit here. Inhale, look forward. Option to tuck those left toes. Next breath in, arms reaching forward and up, strong through the low body. Exhale, cactus arms opening. As we lift the heart up, maybe we feel the head, crown of the head pulling back just a little bit. Breathe in, lift the chest. Exhale, squeeze the arms together slowly. Feel the force and the energy as the hands come closer together. Inhale, reach up. And exhale all the way down, frame the right foot. Inhale, lift the left knee, runner's lunge. Exhale, step back to a high plank. Look forward, breathe in. Exhale to the belly, either knees first or through chaturanga. All the way down. Walk the hip bones back a step or two. Breathe. We're going to reach the hands back and link fingertips here on the low back or on the top of the bum. Roll the shoulders down and back. Start to find extension through the arms. We're going to come up to a half locust, so keeping the legs on the ground, upper body will lift. Press your hip bones into the mat as we inhale. Peel the heart up. Reach the arms back. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. And again, we're not trying to find as big of a lift, but that expansion outward, the heart shining its light forward. Breathe in. Exhale, release gently. You can bring the hands forward, bend the knees, and drop the feet from side to side. Extend the legs back. Reach the hands back. If it's okay, grab opposite fingertips this time. Shoulders roll down and back. Extend through the arms. Hip bones press down, squeeze the bum. Inhale, lift. Shine your light forward. Smile. Active through the legs. Inhale. Exhale, release and soften. Hands come under the shoulders. Breathe. Hands framing the chest, shoulders reaching back, squeeze the elbows in. Inhale to cobra. Lifting up, pulling the heart through. Breathing in. Exhale, lower down. As we come down, tuck the toes. Inhale, press up to table. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 big breaths here. Look back at the feet. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, bend the knee, shifting the weight forward, foot between the hands, right knee grounds for the low lunge. Keep the toes tucked if that's okay. Feel those hips pressing forward, the glutes turn on. Inhale, arms reach forward and up nice and slow. Exhale, bend the elbows, cactus arms, big lift, expansion. Breathe. Visualize that light shining forth into the world. Releasing any stagnancy. Knowing that all of your emotions are valid. Breathe in. Arms reach down and back. Inhale, coming up. And exhale down, frame the left foot. You can flatten the right foot now. Right hand to the block or the mat on the inner left foot. Inhale, left hand rises, hand to the hip or all the way up to the ceiling. Feel that left hip pull back, right hip forward, and squeeze that left knee into the chest. we're doing here is rolling the torso open to the side to let that light shine up once more. Breathing in. Exhale, left hand down. Frame the foot. Tucking those right toes again. That part is optional. Inhale, arms come forward and up. Exhale, cactus arms. Feel that expansion. Breathe into it. As we lift the chest, maybe the crown of the head pulls back just a little bit. Feel the engagement of the low body to support you. Breathe in, lift the chest. Exhale, squeeze the arms together slowly. Really, really manifest that energy between the hands. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands down, frame the left foot. Inhale, right knee lifts. Exhale, step to the top of the mat. Fold over the feet. Grab opposite elbows here, maybe sway a little from side to side. Release the arms. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rolling up to stand. Big breath in. Arms come out and up. Look up. Exhale, hands to the heart. 3 breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Release the hands to mountain. Really connect with your breath here. Maybe close the eyes. On an inhale, reach the arms forward and up to frame the ears. Exhale, hands to the heart. Shift your weight to the left foot and slowly start to tuck the right knee up into the chest. Find your balance. We'll be stepping back with an inhale to warrior one. Right foot extends back. Toes dip down, ground the heel. And as the torso neutralizes, square off the hips. Left hip back, right hip forward. And bend into that front knee, not going past the ankle. Arms are up to frame the ears. Now as we find the extension through the spine, pressing the hips forward. Exhale, cactus arms opening up. Big lift here. Ground into the back foot, but keep stacking that right knee, that left knee forward. Breathe in. Exhale, arms reach down and back. And maybe we take hands to the hips or wrap them around the back of that right thigh. And as the hands travel down, we find a bigger lift through the front of the body. Breathe. Strong legs. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, release the arms forward. Inhale, reach them up high on those right toes. Slow movement. Exhale all the way down to frame the left foot, runner's lunge. Taking a block or the hand to the inner left foot. On an inhale, we'll find the twist. Left arm to the ceiling or hand to the hip. We're going to heel toe the left foot out toward the long edge of the mat. We're going to take a little bit of a variation here. Come onto the baby toe side of the right foot and turn the left toes out to the side. You may have to heel toe the foot out a little bit more. This is optional. If you want to stay in the regular twist, that's fine as well. If you're taking this variation, press away and out of that right hand. Maybe look up to the left. As we get ready to come out, bring the hand to the hip. Left toes turn to the top of the mat. Right toes turn forward. You can bring the left hand down and heel toe the left foot back to center. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, plant the hand, step back to a high plank. Inhale. Exhale to the belly, knees first or through chaturanga. Scoot those hip bones back. And we'll extend the arms forward for this locust variation. We'll be lifting the legs first and then the upper body and arms. Soften here and breathe. Feel the hip bones press down. Start to engage the legs and the bum. On an inhale, lift the feet, the thighs, arms, and chest. Squeezing into the bum. Extension through the toes, through the fingers. Feel the light shining forward. Breathing. Breathe in. Exhale, slowly, gently settle down. Soften and breathe. Bend the knees, reaching the hands back for the feet or the ankles. If this is not within your practice, we can come back to this variation. So grasping the ankles or the feet, engage through the balls of the feet. Press the hip bones down, feel the quads turn on. On an inhale, lift the legs, kick the feet into the hands. Feel the heart lift and pull forward. Balancing on the belly and the lower abdomen, breathing. Breathe in. Exhale, release, extend the arms. Keep the knees bent and drop the feet from side to side. Extend the legs, hands underneath the shoulders, elbows squeeze in tight. Inhale through cobra. And exhale down, tuck the toes. Inhale to table. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 big breaths here. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, walk to the top of the mat, folding over the feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Rolling up to stand, big breath in. Arms out and up, look up. Exhale, hands to the heart. 3 breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And release. I'm going to switch sides of the mat so I can still see you. And I need to make a slight adjustment. All right, coming back into mountain. On an inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, shift your weight to the right foot, hands into the heart, and tucking the left knee into the chest. Just for a moment, find your balance. With an inhale, stepping back to warrior 1. Left toes reach back, ground down, grounding the heel. Adjust yourself here. Arms can come up to frame the ears, squaring off the hips. And as we root into the back foot, we stack the right knee over the ankle. Hip bones press forward, breathe in. Exhale, open the arms, cactus arms. Big lift. Keep making those minute adjustments through the hips and the legs. Breathe in. Exhale, arms reach down and back, maybe hands to the hips, squeezing the elbows in, or maybe hands around that left thigh, And as the hands travel down, we find a bigger lift up through the chest. Feel the light shining. Strong legs as we come up, lift the heart. Exhale, arms forward. Inhale, arms reach up high on the left toes. Exhale all the way down, runner's lunge, frame the right foot. Block or hand, left hand to the inner right ankle. On an inhale, finding the extension, the twist, the side, right arm lifts to the hip or to the ceiling. Option to take that variation here, heel toeing the right foot out to the long edge of the mat. And as we turn onto the baby toe side of the left foot, right toes turn to the side. Little low body twist here. Press out of that left hand. Maybe we look up. As we get ready to come out, bring the hand to the hip. Right toes turn forward, left toes turn forward, right hand down. Heel toe the right foot back between the hands. Inhale. Plant the hands. Exhale, step back to that high plank. Breathe in. Exhale, knees down to table. Inhale through cow. Exhale to cat. 2 more times. Breathe in. And exhale. In table, cross the feet behind you, bring the bum down and the feet forward. This is where you might want to have your pillow or your bolster or even just a block. So what we're going to be doing here is coming down into fish. I'm going to show you a couple of variations. If you have a long pillow or bolster, we're going to take it right at the base of the spine and gently, softly release yourself down. We want the shoulders to stay open so palms face the ceiling. We're getting this wonderful lift through the upper body. If you would like to use a block, a little bit more of an intense stretch. We'll start with the knees bent. The block will be just underneath the shoulder blades, so think of where the bra strap would be. You might have to adjust it as you come down. Knees will be bent. Gently lower yourself back. And then release that upper body down. Block is under the shoulder blades. If bringing the head down is too much, you can take a second block under the head. And again, we get this beautiful lift. This is a little bit more intense because of the weight of the blocks, but it feels really good to release. And if you have a more advanced practice, I invite you to come into an unmodified version. So we'll lower all the way down. I like to start with the knees bent. Pull the elbows in slightly, press into the elbows, bringing the top, the crown of the head to the mat, and extending the legs. I'm putting more weight into the arms than I am into the head. Squeezing slightly into the bum, finding that lift in the chest. Wherever you're at, whatever position you're in, breathe and expand. Three more big breaths. If you are not using a prop, gently, gently extend the crown of the head to the top of the mat and lower the spine down. If you are up on a pillow or block, roll to one side, move them out from under, and come back flat on the mat. We'll allow the spine to neutralize here. Breathe. On an exhale, float the knees to the chest, wrap the arms around the legs. Nice big squeeze here, and then rock from side to side. Massaging the back muscles, releasing any tension. From here, we can find a happy baby, opening up the hips, around the rib cage. Maybe rocking a little bit here as well. This is helping the low back to find some expansion. You might be feeling a little bit tight in the low back. So we want to release. And then finding stillness, we'll bring the legs back into the chest. Ground the feet. We'll extend the right leg on the mat. And then scoot your bum over to the left. Arms can come out to the side. Left foot to the top of the right knee. Take a breath in. As we exhale, we'll find the twist. Left knee comes over to the right. Left shoulder stays grounded. And we just let gravity take over here. Your leg does not have to reach the floor. And we can look to the left. Little subtle adjustment. Create a little bit more space between the bottom left rib cage and the top of the left hip. Just a very subtle adjustment, maybe like a centimeters in worth of space. We just lengthen the hip bone down and breathe. Let go. Inhale, move through center. We'll scoot our bum to the right and extend the left leg. Bring the right foot to the left knee. Take a breath in here. Exhale for the twist. Release yourself into it. And then that little minute adjustment of lengthening the right hip down, creating space between the ribs and the pelvis. Right shoulder stays grounded. And inhale once more through center. Even out your hips. Any little last minute adjustments or stretches you need before Shavasana. We have our pillow or bolster or whatever available. Because we did a little bit into the low back, if you want to take the pillow or bolster underneath your knees, elevating the legs slightly, that helps the low back to relax, soften, and release during Shavasana. It just feels really good. Or if you want to take legs up the wall, another great variation if you have a wall nearby. That also helps that low back to release. So slowly, gently find your Shavasana. Allow the spine to relax, the eyes to soften or close, and connect with your breath again. Welcoming each inhale, bringing that external expansion within the body, and then release yourself. Let it all go. Knowing that all of the emotions, all of the feelings you feel are valid, and you can accept them without judgment. You have the courage and ability to move on and progress away from the negative and to shine your light out into the world. Take 3 more deep, controlled breaths. Now I invite you to release your control of the breath altogether, surrendering into Shavasana. How much can you give in to the stillness and the softness? Allow your breath to deepen again, gently bringing awareness back to the body, back to the space. Wiggle out your toes and your fingers. Rock the head gently from side to side. On an inhale, reach and extend your arms overhead. Feel the whole body lengthen. And exhale just to release. Float the knees into the chest one last time. Give yourself a well-deserved hug. And take this moment to remind yourself that it's okay to go beyond being present with what you feel. To reflect and to explore a little deeper as to the why and how. And remember that you have a bright light that can shine to the rest of the world. Whenever you're ready, rolling to one side, using an inhale, make your way up to your most comfortable seated position. Bring the hands to the heart. And if you care to join me, we'll end practice with a round of Om. Deep breath in. Exhale all the stale air. One more breath in for Om. I'm truly honored to practice with you today, and I look forward to next time. Namaste.